Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing good. So when I became a parent, the first thing I promised myself was to never hit my kid nor use harsh punishments. Instead, I was curious finding ways to raise him in a better way. If you're a parent who's looking for ways to raise a happy and a confident kid, then today in this video we will discuss what are the better ways to raise our kid for this fast changing world. Parenting isn't what it used to be. The way we were raised by our parents is based on the world that no longer exists. From food habits to education and even screen time, everything has changed. The traditional approach just doesn't work because it has always been one way communication, one way respect. A child's worth is often measured by the grades and the success. Obedience were rewarded and mistakes were punished. For example, if a child doesn't want to study, parents say, if you don't study now, you will regret later. Parents rarely asked about their feelings, preferences, and their personal choices. And the result? Many kids followed rules and grew up struggling with emotional intelligence and decision making. But now, kids need more than discipline, they need guidance, understanding, and emotional intelligence. So, you would be thinking, what is the best way? So, you would have heard about terms like gentle parenting, modern parenting. What does this all mean? Gentle parenting isn't about being very soft and letting kids what they want to do. It is raising kids with respect, boundaries, and emotional intelligence. It has four key principles. Let's look into it. The first one, respect and empathy. Treating kids as an individual who has feelings and not just as a rule follower. So let's see an example. For example, if your child wants to have an ice cream or any junk food and it's dinner time and he keeps crying for it, asking for ice cream or something like that. So what do actually react? We react in such a way that we say, stop crying. It is not something that you will always get what you wanted. So instead, you can give him a choice like, we will have it after dinner. So you can have it. I don't say you don't have it, Karna, but you can have it once we finish our dinner. So now can you help me with setting the table so that we can have our dinner fast? So what happens is here we are validating the child's emotion and we are also setting a boundary that dinner is first priority and then once we finish that we'll have something else. Second one, positive discipline. Teaching them instead of punishing them. Another example is like if your child throws tantrums or he throws away his toys and everything, yes, we do get frustrated. And what we do is we just yell at them, take away the toy and tell next time I will not give it to you. So instead, we have to just get there to level and then tell them, yes, I understand you're upset, you're frustrated with something else, but throwing toy is not good because it might hurt others or you might break your toy so that you will not have it to play next time. So I understand you're upset. Let's talk about this later. So here what happens is instead of reacting to that tantrum, you're just responding to it and you're not punishing him. Third one, emotional regulation. So as a parent, what we have to understand the first thing is their brain is still developing. Their prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for their emotions, are still building. So even we being a parent or 30 plus or 40 plus, we are not able to control our emotions. When we get angry, we just get angry. We burst out with our parents, with our husband and everybody, right? So a kid is still developing. Their emotional brain is still developing and they can't identify, okay, I'm getting angry, I'm upset, I have to do this, that, or I have to control. So as a parent, the first thing that we have to understand is we have to help them, guide them, understand, make them understand that there is an emotion. It is an emotion which will come and go. Amma or Papa is there to help you out to regulate it. So another example here I would tell, if your child is throwing a tantrum in a store, like hey, they want chocolate or they want some junk food, you take them to a store and they say they want it. So and they keep crying, right? This happens in everybody's family. So what we do, we feel embarrassed because everybody is looking at us. They will all be thinking, what kind of parent is it? They are like, but do that child really care about it? No. So what you can do instead is just prepare the child. For example, if you're taking to a supermarket, tell him that Kana, we are going to buy only these things. We are not going to buy anything else apart from this. So this is the list. So I'm just reading it out to you. We are only going to buy this. We are not going to buy anything else. So what happens is when you take them to the store and says, Amma, I want this, you can ask them, Kana, did we write this in our list? The child will say no. Yes, so we are not going to buy it. So what happens is, when you make them prepared and take them to a store, they'll only seek permission. Amma, can we buy this? They will not ask, Amma, I want it, and they'll not put it in the trolley. Instead, they'll seek your permission. So prepare your children, prepare for the scene. Like for example, same thing goes with their playtime also. Like we'll have our playtime in the park only from 4:30 to 5, post which we will be coming back and doing something interesting. So always tell them the time frame, give them a boundary that this is the timeline that we are going to spend on play, and then we are going to do something interesting. So when you give something like that, they will know, okay, fine, it's 5. When we say time up, it's time up to be back to our home, then they will really listen to us. Kids are very brilliant. So what we have to do as a parent is that just tune them, and it will be a win-win situation for both parent and kid. Fourth one is encouraging independence. Like this, we can do it with the very small things, like deciding on the dress they wanted to wear when they go out. So it couldn't be like you give two choices of worst one and then best one. No, instead here, this is the role of a parent, where you have to take your own two choices of good dresses and then tell them, Kana, is it blue or pink? So there you give options for the kid to choose, and he chooses blue. Good, so fine. With respect to food also, don't give options like a healthy food and unhealthy food. For example, a biscuit and apple. He'll anyway choose biscuit only. So instead give options like apple or pomegranate. So he's going to choose either of this. Anyway, it is going to be like he's having something healthy. So give options. Let them decide on it. Like giving choices for the dresses, foods they eat, and make sure that there you show the power of a parent, giving them choices, giving them better choices, so they choose the better one, and here they feel very empowered. It'll boost their self-confidence. Another way, if it is a very older kid, for example, it's very cold outside and you are requesting him to wear a jacket and he says no to jacket, and okay, fine, leave it to him, like let him not wear jacket, and he let him face the consequence, like he'll feel very cold. So what he'll be telling, Amma, I feel very cold. Then you can tell, yes, that's what Amma told, to wear a jacket. So next time he knows that when he doesn't wear a jacket, he's facing a consequence of being very cold. So next time, even before you remind him, he will put up his jacket. So these are small consequences. So teach from consequences instead of certain things, giving lectures and all those things. Let them learn from the real consequences. That will really go a long way. So we just saw what is gentle parenting about. So now let's talk about why traditional parenting, or the way we were parented, doesn't work in today's world. The world has really changed a lot. Kids are now growing up with social medias, with contents which is very high stimulating, and earlier days the TV time or the screen time was very limited, and with respect to junk foods also is very limited, and adulteration in foods was very limited. But now there is a very thin line between a healthy food and unhealthy food. The other important thing is, most of the mothers were homemakers who was always available for the kid to nurture them, to show love, shower love, everything. But now most of the women are working, and they are all under the performance pressure, under their organization. So they are always in the stress, and they have very less time, or I would tell rather very less quality time with their kids. So with these things, I don't think all strict disciplined parenting will really work them, because what they actually need is bringing a critical thinking in them, emotional intelligence, and adaptability. So another example I can tell here is, your child refuses to write a homework. So what we do, we either just shout at them or yell at them, tell them that you have to do the homework or not, you cannot go to school tomorrow, your teacher will scold you and everything. What happens is, it brings a fear in them about homework itself. They will not interested. Will you prefer to do a task when you have been frightened? No, right? So same goes with kid as well. So here you can give him options, like as earlier I told, tell him, Kana, if you do your homework now, you will have more time to play. Or do you want to take a short break and then come do your homework? So anyway, what you're giving is, you are supposed to do your homework, but you have two choices. Either you can do it now, or you can do it later after having a short break. So what it brings is, it brings a responsibility for your child, like yes, I have to do the homework, and he has a decision making authority also, like should I do it now or later. So these are, it feels like very small thing, right? But it is something which builds their self confidence, self esteem, everything. Another problem with the traditional way of parenting, or punishing way of parenting, I would rather tell, is that it only stops temporary bad behaviors. Like if you have been yelled or you've been scolded or hit, do you think your behavior changes or it brings some discipline. No, it only brings fear. So every time I'm getting hit by mom, I'll only have fear. Ayo, what am I going to get today? How is she going to react on this? Or how is Appa going to react on this? So these are the things that it brings a fear in us. So it will lower our self-esteem, and it will also damage our confidence. Like we'll feel like if Amma says no, you're not fit for anything or you're not good in maths, it creates an image on us telling this, yes, I'm not good enough in maths, or I'm not good, I'm good student, I'm not a good student, or I have a very poor handwriting. So our parents, or then I'm telling most of our parents, what they do is they just blame our kids. They just name it, like you are a slow learner, your handwriting is not good, you're not going to gain go more marks and everything. So naming, labeling, it is all damaging our kids self confidence. It also increases aggression in our children, right? Why do see kids very angry nowadays? They have more of aggression, overstimulation, is because they are not, their emotions are not being felt. It has to be felt. Works better, I would rather tell, is let them face the natural consequence. For example, even if it's homework, you don't hit them. Let them not do the homework for one day. Even after you telling several times they don't do the homework, let them go to their school. When teacher scolds them in front of everybody in the class, they'll feel embarrassed, right? They'll feel like, ayo, I'm getting scoldings in front of all my friends. So next day, even before you remind them, they will sit and write. So let them face the natural consequences of not doing their homeworks. Or even like they don't, I would suggest this for earlier 10 plus kids. They don't wake up early, they don't get ready for school. Let them be late for 1 to 3 days. When they face the real consequences, when they be late, next time you need not push him or her. They themselves will get prepared as to how to be early. To parent them in a very calm way, thinking that they are also individuals, you have to respect their emotions also, and considering that their brain is still developing. What we will be able to do is we will be able to boost their self-esteem, regulate their emotions, and that will help them to be the better person. Because science has been shown that who has been, or kids who has grown up with respect, has been able to be successful in all their fields, in their works, relationships, and life. Gentle parenting isn't about being permissive. It is about raising kind, confident, and emotionally strong kid. So, what is your takeaway from this? Like, do you still feel traditional parenting is something which will work for your kids? Please do comment and hit the like button and subscribe for more parenting insights.